Welcome to the World War I Summer School documentary, the short version. The summer school ran for 5 days in the summer holidays, 3 of which were at school and 2 which were in Ypres in Belgium. Day 1 consisted of 3 workshops. In the first one, we covered all of the different equipment and clothing a soldier called a Tommy would wear and carry. This included helmets, guns, ammo, food tins, medals and identity tags. In the second workshop, we learnt all about the woman's role in the war. We saw how they used to work in the munitions factories and learnt how dangerous the work was. Some even got to wear clothes from that era. Finally, in workshop 3, we discovered how each and every country impacted in the war and looked at all of the significant locations where battles took place. For the last part of the day, we visited an old parish church to find some World War I graves. We started day 2 off with another workshop. In this workshop, we learnt a variety of things, such as working in a munitions factory, looking closer at guns and grenades, and finding out more about life on the home front. For workshop 2, it was time to go outdoors. A specialist came in and set up a medical tent in front of the school, and we learnt all about World War I medicine. There was even time for a stretcher race. We spent the afternoon researching soldiers whose names have been given to us. We managed to find out all sorts of things, such as military records, using special websites. We kick-started day 3 with another workshop. This one was all about life in the trenches. We found out what soldiers had to do each day and night, and looked at the structure of a trench. We even looked at some trench equipment, such as periscopes and barbed wire holders. It was then time for a cooking session. We each got given different recipes for food that was common in the trenches and the home front, such as fish curry, macaroni cheese, and hardtack biscuits. We ate it all for lunch. Finally, we attended one last workshop focusing on poetry and memoirs of the war. We read out poems from famous poets such as Wilfred Owen. We spent the remainder of the day preparing for the trip to Belgium that we would embark upon in just a few hours. We set off early in the morning and crossed the English Channel to France. We then went by coach all the way to Belgium. The first site we visited was the 7th Division Memorial, a large stone obelisk dedicated to the actions of the 7th Division. We then visited a large number of other locations, such as the Passchendaele Memorial Museum, a large museum containing lots of World War I artifacts, such as weapons, shells, and uniforms. They even had a replica dugout and trench that we could walk through. Another location we visited was the Tyne-Cot Memorial, the biggest Commonwealth burial site in the world, with over 35,000 names of English troops that are missing is buried there. At many of the locations we visited, we laid wreaths to commemorate the men who were from Knoll and fought and died in Belgium. Another location we visited was a place called Essex Farm, a small cemetery with replica bunkers around it. We then went to the Menin Gate, a giant archway with over 55,000 soldiers' names on it, all of which their bodies could not be found. Every day at 8 p.m, hundreds gather under the arch as the last post is played on trumpets and wreaths are laid. Arden was lucky enough to lay one themselves. We spent the last part of the day in an area of Ypres called the Ramparts, where we visited many smaller locations, such as the Indian Memorial, the Kiel Gate, and the Rampart Cemetery. We then went to the hotel to rest up for another big day. On the final day, we visited a variety of locations, such as another museum, bomb craters that helped the Allied forces capture the nearby town, another cemetery, and a special soldiers' club where your rank is left at the door. It's called Talbot House. Finally, we visited the execution pole and prison cell before making the journey home. It had been an extraordinary and memorable trip that we won't soon forget. For much more information, to see other locations we visited, and to learn more about the fun we had, please watch the full 1-hour documentary. I'm sure you'll find it very informative, and it's definitely worth a watch.